good? My name's Kayla Era, and this is Set Up for Greatness. Listen, I got a story time for y'all today. We don't have this anywhere else on the internet. This is the first time I'm actually presenting this to the world. So, this story time goes back to 2021, graduation year for me. If y'all remember, that was year 2 into the coronavirus, into the hot sauce 19 pandemic. You already know. Some bull, straight fabrication. Y'all don't understand, and if you do, good on you for seeing through the mist, through the coercion, through the just absolute lies. We're inflating the numbers and censoring everybody. No one could talk about it. Everyone was scared. They're scared for their jobs. They're scared for their lives. They're scared for their grandmas. My great grandma survived COVID in 3 days. Like, it was nothing. Y'all don't understand. If y'all do, bless up, because it was a lot of trauma and just over like the people were ready to kill each other over the fact that they weren't wearing a mask. Like, it was crazy. So they had these social rules put in place worldwide, right? 6 feet apart, masks up. Everybody had a chin diaper, you know? It was so ridiculous. People would have to put on the mask when they stand up, and then once they sit down, they can take it off. Like, me standing and then sitting down makes me safe when I'm sitting down, but when I'm standing, I'm unsafe and I am at risk of spreading it to people. Like, what do they... The rules were absolutely all over the place. They had arrows taped to the store floors telling you you gotta go this way. If you go the other way or a different way, you're actually, like, it's like, how am I spreading it if I'm walking a different direction? Like, I can feel it in me right now. I'm getting turned already. Like, yo, it was actually madness. It was complete crazy brain. People were going nuts. People were scared, though, and I understand that. It was a scary time. In the first 2 months, in February of 2020, I started thinking, yo, we got like 8,000 people dead already. Like the numbers are rising. It was going up and up, and it was like, holy, what's people thought if you're just gonna get a cough, and then you were gonna stop tasting, and then all of a sudden you're gonna die of a crazy fever, and you were gonna end up in a hospital not able to breathe or something. Man, I just recently went through influenza, and that was like the worst illness I've had in a long time, where my lungs started to hurt. I got a puffer, and I'm chilling. But if it was back in 2021, the heat of the moment, because 2022 was probably the last year people really were all on that. 2020, everyone was brand new to it, learning all of the rules that they were putting out. And so 2021, you would have been, you'd be in the hospital. They'd have probably, people were dying for no reason. People were dying of comorbidities, you know what I mean? It was, they say they had COVID, but it was also this other thing. But they were going to blame it on COVID, even though it was something completely different. It wasn't even COVID related. It was a lot of lies back in the day. If you remember it, you remember how crazy it was. And I'm glad to be through 2023. We kind of quit that. But they were still, I think last year you could still get a vax. I don't know if you can this year. But they were trying to jab everybody in the whole world with this vaccine that isn't even really a vaccine. It's an mRNA. Like, It's not even. It was some gene therapy people, like some weird stuff going on, some new experimental things. It was all an experiment. It was a worldwide government experiment, right? The governments are all working together. They're all just testing the waters to see what they can get away with. So I'm like, okay, fuck, like, so this is 2021 now. Back to the story, kind of giving you the area of where we are, the context of the situation. So 2021 is graduation year. I think this was, I can't remember if it was after my birthday, because I'm a May baby, so, one more month, then we're out of school. January 25th, I was graduated. Or June 25th, I was graduated. So, leading up to graduation, there was mandates put in place where because we all got back to school. We all got sent out of school in 2020. And in 2021, we got sent out of school right before Christmas. And then after Christmas, we got to come back for the last few months of school. And the last few months came back, and it was mandates. They had the mandates, right? So you had to mask up. And that was the only thing they could force, because the school hallways, you think everybody's staying 6 feet apart in a school hallway? in a school hallway? Nah, bro. That is shoulder to shoulder in that bit, yo. So, and the people are shoving, slow walkers in the hallway. Move your ass, like, on God. So we be in the hallways, and you have to mask up. And I was like, but once you get to the classroom, you don't have to? I'm good. I'm gonna just stay without it. And I got myself a rip and dip mask just in case, for all of the times where you had to have that issue, you couldn't even get into a building. So I was like, okay, I have that just in case, because it's like, yo, if I'm gonna have to wear one, I'm gonna be dripping, But so I'm not wearing my mask in the hallway. And there's this one other girl in the whole school that was on my ish with me too. She was like, nah, why would you wear one? There ain't no reason. So we're not wearing our masks. A few days go by, a few weeks, a month, and then all of a sudden we get called to the office. Both of us called to the office. Hey, listen, you gotta wear your mask. Me and her, like, this is that serious. They really on this ish. Next day, we're not wearing the mask. We ain't wearing it. It's school time. I'm just trying to get to class and sit down. What are they, like, they're not monitoring every single student in the hallways. You can't, in the crowds of people, you can't just pick out one or two. So it's like, and if they do, I'm gonna just keep walking, ignore that, around the corner, into class. They can't even catch up to me because of the sea of people. So it's like, okay, now I'm sitting down. This next week goes by, get called in again. Second warning, they start talking about expelling. They literally start talking about there's gonna be some repercussions. There's gonna be some repercussions. You can't be in the school if you're doing all that. You're not being safe. I even get a phone call from somebody who's not even in my school, who finds out about me because I'm posting online. I'm like, bro, I ain't wearing a mask. Like, they telling me to wear a mask, I ain't doing it. He calls me up. He's like, yo, people's grandmas are gonna get hurt. It's like, my grandma survived that. My great grandma, who's got dementia, in the hospital or in the hospice, she chilling. Me over here breathing is gonna affect someone's grandma hundreds of miles or kilometers away from the school. Like, no, ain't no way. This is some complete. I'm like, bro, y'all tripping. So I'm like, okay. They start this, and then the principal, they telling us this serious, second offense. I'm like, no, hell no, I ain't. What do you mean? Me and the girl are like, no, we ain't wearing a mask. We ain't wearing that. Why would we wear? It's complete bull. It's not affecting anyone's lives, but maybe our own, and the people around us who are absolutely terrified and don't understand what's going on. Anything. any bit. They're just listening to what the news says, and that's all. They like that's the only truth.